So I've just finished entering my first ozone QC check into the toolbox, and now I need to go back into the QC data collection sheet and enter the answers that the toolbox has given me for this check. So I'll go back into my QC sheet and notice I need to still fill in these yellow fields with the borders around them. So I need to fill in the percent difference and is the percent difference within range. So for my first check, let's see what the toolbox gave me. It gave me a percent difference from known of 1.82, and my qualifier is null or empty. So that means the check was passing. So I'll fill that in. My percent difference here. 1.82%. And was the difference within range? Yes. Okay, so what's the next one? 0.22%. Also a passing check, so yes. And my next one is 0.25%. And a passing check. And my final check, 0.44%. And passing. Okay, so the next fields I need to fill in are my linear regression equation fields. So I go back into the toolbox and I can view my linear regression charts with these buttons here. So I've got two different charts I can view. So I've got my device display and my data logger output. If you didn't enter values into your data logger output fields or your device display fields, you can only view one of these charts. I have both of them, so I can view both of the charts. So if I click on this button, the linear regression chart comes up. And again, if I want to zoom in on the chart, I mouse over it and my cursor becomes a magnifying glass with a plus sign in it. So I can click to zoom in, and that will help because I need to get these values out of the equation that's shown on the top of the graph. So the equation is for a line, and the equation is y equals mx plus b. So this is the m value, which is the slope value, and this is the b value, which is the y-intercept value, and this is the r-squared value, which is 1. The closer the r-squared value is to 1, the straighter the line is. So in this case, r-squared is rounded to about 1, so this is an almost straight line. And now I'm going to go ahead and fill in those values on my data collection sheet. Oops, I accidentally minimized. Can maximize again. So my m value, it's my slope value, is 1.0133. So I'm going to fill that in my sheet here. And then my y-intercept value is actually a negative value, so I need to put that negative sign in, negative 1.4267. And my r-squared value was 1, and that was for my analyzer. And now I want to do the same thing for my data logger chart. And so I'm going to close this chart by clicking on the Close Print Preview button. And now I can click on this data logger output linear regression chart to see the same chart for my data logger values. I'm going to zoom in. And again, my slope is 1.013. My y-intercept is negative 0.13736. So these are slightly different because I had slightly different values for my data logger than I did for my analyzer. But my r-squared value is still very close to 1 because it rounded up to 1. So I'm going to go ahead and enter these values in my data collection sheet. So for my slope, I've got a value of 1.013. And for my y-intercept, negative 1.3736. And my r-squared value was 1. And just do a quick check to make sure I entered those correctly. Looks good. And then I can close this chart. And now I'm back in the toolbox form. And my data collection sheet is now filled in for this first ozone check. So a good thing to do is to save this, and you want to keep these in your file that you're going to permanently keep, and also back it up to an external location.